Hello, you absolutely amazing person, you. It's Sandi Boucher here once again. Mishko Paganonquain Adishnakas Mungdodem. I'm Red Thunderbolt Woman of the Loon Clan, a proud member of Seine River First Nation in Northern Ontario, Treaty 3 territory, and I'm here once again to do a video review of all the blog posts I sent out in the last week. And I'm honestly saying, well, two things. One, I'm kind of enjoying doing these videos. They're fun, giving you the backstory, my reasoning why I wrote the blog post. And two, I did want to remind you that I started a podcast called The Path. Weekly videos, you can find it on Spotify, The Path Podcast by Sandi Boucher. And I'm probably going to be reacting to what's in the news. I know I just did an episode on Pretendians, so you might want to check that out. Subscribe so that you're follow so you don't miss any future episodes. Now let's jump into this last week's blog post. On Monday, I called out lateral violence because, as the blog post explained, it just happens way too often. I do an event in a First Nation community, and shortly after, and I love our agencies. I love our communities because I focus on what they're trying to achieve, not on the fact that they have challenges, because of course they have challenges. It's a First Nation community that's suffered under colonialism, racism, assimilation since it was created and the people were forced into that 1 mile by 1 mile space. But after so many events, I don't want to say all of them, I don't want to say many, but after a lot of events, someone from the community or the agency will email me and basically call out the agency. They think because I was so thrilled to be there that I have some false interpretation that I think this agency or organization or community is amazing, and they want to set the record straight. For one, I'm not delusional. I know about the challenges. I know about the lateral violence. I know about the nepotism, which I could do a whole other blog post on because I have some contrary to public opinions on nepotism in First Nation communities. And they want to explain all this to me, not realizing they're being laterally violent when they do it. Now, the one thing I hope and pray. I know I'm shooting this ahead of time, so I don't know what the reaction to that blog post is going to be, but I really, really hope I don't have a lot of non-Indigenous people jumping on board going, yeah, you shouldn't do that, because that is not what we need. We do not need any more judgment from mainstream. Just keep that in mind. Sometimes as an ally, as a non-Indigenous supporter of an Indigenous people, your job is going to be sit quiet while we figure this out. We don't need direction. We don't need condemnation or judgment. We just need space and time. Okay? So that was Monday. There's a way to start off a week. On Tuesday, what did I talk about? Okay, so you may not realize this, but before I became a motivational speaker, I actually worked in Indigenous employment and training, helping Indigenous people get a new job, go back to school, or even start their own business. I've been doing this for 13 years, so that was ages ago. And back then we were hearing about the shortage of tradespeople and how Indigenous populations could so fit that need. We're still hearing the same thing. We're still hearing industries say how these are great jobs and Indigenous people should jump on board. Definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over? In my humble opinion, in my blunt opinion, in my lightning bolt style opinion, until industry changes and addresses the racism, just the reaction to Indigenous people in so many of these workplaces, reactions to them being there, this is not some great, wonderful employment opportunity. It's it's a minefield. And if you want to know why retention's in the basement, give me a call. We can talk. 18th, Wednesday, the oppressed and the oppressor. I actually responded to a TikTok video. You should check out that blog post. I'm not going to say anything more about that. Thursday, comfort versus growth. This was a post out to our non-Indigenous allies, asking them, what are you feeling? Or what is your goal? What is your intent on this path to reconciliation? Because if you are striving to feel comfortable, you're not being an ally. You're not on the right path. Reconciliation isn't comfortable, and until you get or accept that you're going to be uncomfortable, you are not being an ally. I can't be any more blunt than that. Ask Indigenous people how comfortable it is being Indigenous in Canada. For the record, it's not. The goal can't be comfort. We are so far away from comfort, it's not even funny. When you have a disagreement with someone and you start to try to reconcile that, it's not comfortable. It's acknowledging your shortcomings. It's vulnerability. It's apologies. It's changed behavior. It's a lot of uncomfortableness. The goal has to be growth. And I hope that's why you're on this path with me. And then finally, I finished off the week with a blog post about a racist elder. His words, not mine, even though they're accurate. I think there was a very valuable teaching in him sharing the fact that he was racist against white people. Check out the blog post to figure that out. As always, I include the links to every one of the blog posts under this video. And I've also included the link to my podcast, so you can go follow and listen to the episodes. I talked about the University of BC and the latest Pretendian incident. Check it out. Let me know what you think. Sandi@sandiboucher.com. I am always just an email away. I love you. Thanks for being on the path with me. And I'll see you on Monday with the next blog post. I love you. Bye-bye.